Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Page Puncher's 7-inch 0-hour Superman. Brought to us by the, we're going to say not so fine folks over at DC Direct and McFarlane Toys, because while I am happy to have this figure, I'm going to have to do a head swap and some kind of modification to the cape to make it 100% to my liking. The body is there. There is a base there that I do like, but which at this point, that is how I feel about this whole McFarlane Toys situation, because it turns out that they have the DC license, at least for quote-unquote collector product, until the end of 2026, to which I say, because I'm tired. I am so freaking tired of this company and this line. It is too expensive, too many releases, too much of a pain in the arse to get a hold of these, because this guy and the Infinite Crisis Joker, they sold out in like 2 seconds online. They weren't even up and they were like sold out. So I had to go through my local GameStop. But shout out to my local GameStop for coming through on this pre-order. I'm still waiting for the Joker as the time I'm recording this video, but hey, one is better than none. So hopefully they come through on that. Knock on wood, they come through with that. But my God, these figures are not like, we're not talking like some really sick Mythic Legions wave here. We're not even talking about like a really decent all-around Marvel Legends wave. This is just like some average, subpar crap at this point with this line. You know, there are some that stand out amidst the others, like Deathstroke or Scarecrow or Deadshot or even Mr. Bones or the Killer Croc from the 2-pack, but a lot of it is just So before we get too far ahead of ourselves with more rants and raves and I don't know, the obvious showing to my audience that I have not been getting enough sleep, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all 0-hour Superman has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with a pair of open hands, which is fine, you know. It also has a collectible trading card, seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases, depending on what it is, that is. And since this is a Page Puncher, we get a comic book. The past few of these, we've gotten one of these. I don't know why Mr. Bones and Obsidian didn't get one of those. They had like some very thick cardstock, almost like an art print type deal. But you know what they did have? They had a freaking wire in the cape. This Superman does not have one. He does have a hockey puck display stamp racing with all McFarlane Toys releases, but he does not have a wired cape. And this figure costs like $30. That is unacceptable to me. I mean, of course I paid it because this is the Superman I want. And hopefully, friend of the channel, Jason, 5POA Reviews, will have a way to modify this, just like he did the No Man's Land Batman we looked at recently. But this cape sucks. It doesn't sit like for crap. It's that weird taffeta material, so it really don't, like, I could probably put some water on this and then it'll sit okay, but this cape sucks. It blows. I would have rather it was like a t-shirt or something and then it would have at least hung better. But yeah, this cape is crap to me. And so is this head. Look at how big this head is. That didn't bother me at first, but then when people started pointing it out, and now having it, yeah, it is too big. It is like way too big. So hopefully the head from the other mulleted Superman will fit. Other than that, it is the good Superman body. It's not like Superman 1000 or God forbid the Hush Superman. But it is at least the good body, the Earth 2 Superman body. So as far as articulation goes, his head is on a double ball peg. Look up and down, it'll tilt side to side. Arms will move up all around. He's got that beautiful butterfly cap thing. Bicep swivel. Crunches up pretty well. He's got a ball hinge wrist that can rotate, hinge, and swivel. He's got a diaphragm joint that will rotate. Lean back this far. Forward this far. Not particularly loose this time around. I don't feel the need to like heat this up or anything. He does have a waist twist that does move back and forth. Not really a ball joint in there, it's more just a hard swivel due to the diaper and the shape of things. Hips will kick forward and back, out, down. He's got a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, those work okay. And then he's got a ball hinge ankle that will rotate, hinge, pivot. Toe joints that are alright. I will say his hips don't seem to want to go in as much as other Supermans, at least not for me. So I don't know if it's the diaper needs to be pushed up some more. It feels like it's up all the way, so I don't know what's going on with that. But at any rate, that is 0 Hour Superman in a nutshell. It's good base figure, but not good all-around figure. At least for me. Your mileage may differ. You might like it just as it is, and that's cool. But for $30, there should be a wire in that cape. And well, his head should be like appropriately sized, especially since they already have a decent mulleted Superman head, which I'm sure I'm going to be doing a head swap with as soon as this video is over. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is our 0 Hour Superman alongside the last mulleted Superman we got from the DC Multiverse line. This is the, I believe it was Return of Superman. He came with Crypto, and in my opinion, a superior mulleted Superman head. So why they didn't just use this is beyond me. It's actually significantly smaller than the head on this figure, so I'm gonna see if a head swap works, and I will get back to you guys on that. Speaking of head swaps, I did one on that Superboy there. That is, of course, the older excuse me, Superboy body with the newer Superboy head, because, well, the older Superboy body, in my opinion, is superior in every way, because it's got the jacket, it's got a sculpted thigh strap, and you know, all around, it's not the piece of crap we got in the Page Punchers line. So I'm gonna rock this for Superboy for now. But if you want to kit bash your own, let me know what you do in the comments below. I'm very curious. But for now, for me, for my needs, this is good enough. These two out of the way. I will say the Superman does at least scale good with that Superboy. Bringing our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, right there, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, well, not as usual, he's slightly shorter than the Man of Steel there. So good old Al Simmons does not tower over all this time. This night, this a day, this whatever, this review is over. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the head being a little big for the body, not gonna lie, after people kept pointing it out, kind of hard to unnotice at this point, My main issue with this figure is no Iron Cape. Now, like I said earlier, I'm hoping that a good friend of the channel, Jason5POA Reviews, manages to figure out a fix for that like he did with the No Man's Land Batman from the last digital, whatever wave. But considering the fact that McFarlane has been notorious for giving us wired capes and now isn't, that's just kind of bogus. Especially since these figures are pushing $30 a piece now, and they're not even collector edition figures. So hopefully this and the No Man's Land Batman are just flukes, you know, glitches in the Matrix, and we get back to wired capes, but yeah, not quite sure what's going on there. Other than that, though, if you needed a 90s Superman and didn't care for the one that came with Crypto because he was too yoked, as it were, I think this will do quite nicely. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.